Hello, Sovereign Rising family. I am talking about something today that is pushed under the rug. If you have a child, if you are raising a sovereign child, this video is for you. You need to know about this because this is going to make your journey of raising a sovereign child so much easier. I'm talking about the energetic imbalances that our kids experience day to day, moment to moment, that is pushed aside as behavioral issues. I'm talking about your kids when they are withdrawn, when they are aggressive, when they maybe throw temper tantrums, when they are clingy. These are all things that mainstream parenting will tell you is a behavioral issue. But when you peel back that layer, when you realize the highest and greatest truth that everything comes down to energy, and you have a clear blueprint of how to best support their energy, then everything becomes so much easier. And that's what I want for you here. In Sovereign Rising, we are here to make it so it's so easy for you to be able to raise a sovereign, intuitive, balanced, free child, where you feel confident in doing the inner work and breaking your own cycles and being a model of sovereignty for your kids. So let's talk about the energetic imbalances. So your kids from the ages of 0 to 7, they are primarily in this theta brainwave state, meaning that they are absorbing everything from their world around them, and it gets stored as imprints in their body. And in those first 7 years, they're also developing their primary chakra, the foundational chakra that is going to affect them for the rest of their lives. And I know this may seem really, there's a lot of pressure here. And I just want to let you know, this is why I do what I do. This is why you join one of my containers. This is why you are on this path, because yes, it is a big task for you to be doing this. And yes, there's a lot of quote unquote pressure, but when you have a clear blueprint of being able to support your kids, it makes it so much easier. So if at any point in this video you think, oh my gosh, this is way too much, know that there are resources, there are tools, there are opportunities, there are offerings that I have to make it effortless for you. Because in those first 7 years, your kid is developing their root chakra. And their root chakra is telling them how safe they're allowed to feel in relationships, in money. I have a lot of other videos out there on their root chakra development, so you can dive deeper into that and knowing more about how it's developed. But for this video, just know that the first 7 years, they're in that theta brainwave state and their root chakra is being developed. So when they're in this beautiful theta brainwave state and they're absorbing everything about the world, what is right, what is wrong, and there's an experience, say a sibling was born, and all of a sudden they go from being the center of attention to being told, hold on, I need to take care of your baby brother, or not now, or go play with this, I can't do this now. That can trigger an emotional response that is large enough to lay a somatic imprint in their body that tells them, I'm unwanted, or mom doesn't have time for me, or I'm alone. And this is just one example. I actually go into the little t and big T traumas that your kids can hold on to in my latest podcast episode, and I'll add it into the description in this video as well. So when we know about the chakras, when they're being developed, because there's always 2 chakras that are being developed, even in those first 7 years, it's primarily the root chakra, but there's also a secondary chakra for each year. When you know what chakra is being developed, you will also be able to see that whatever happens in that year is going to be stuck in your kid's chakra, in that specific chakra. So what happens is that how you are showing up, what you are saying, what belief systems you are holding onto, this can get laid as somatic imprints and certain programs in the body connected to a specific chakra, depending on what year they're in, that tells them how they're allowed to show up in the world. And when they're a little kid, they are unable to process this. So it comes out as energetic imbalances. They can have underactive, they can have overactive chakras, they can take on what chakra imbalances you have as well. And if you want to know about what chakra imbalances you have and what mirrors in your kids, because kids display very different signs of energetic imbalances, then you can check out my free chakra imbalances checklist. So you can see what chakra is out of balance for you. And chances are it's probably going to be the same chakra that is out of balance for your kid. But let's just give you like a little quick breakdown. The root chakra. When there is root chakra imbalances, especially in your kids, one of the clear signs that there's an imbalance is that they have trouble sleeping. This is not a phase. This is not you have to start sleep training. This is they are holding on to something in their root chakra, something whether they picked it up from your DNA and your own programming, or whether they picked it up from a lived experience, especially in those first 7 years, especially in that first year of their life. They could be holding on to that. That's stopping them from being able to sleep. The sacral chakra. The sacral chakra, clear imbalance is that they're extremely clingy. They feel like they need you around all the time. Maybe they're extremely emotional. That's another clear sign. The solar plexus, aggression. Aggression is one of the clearest signs that there's an imbalance in both yourself. This is a very common one for adults as well, in both yourself and kids when there's an imbalance. The heart chakra. When there's an imbalance in the heart chakra for your kids, they may be very withdrawn. They may not want to hang out around other kids, or maybe they're fearful. Maybe they feel like they can't fully express themselves. When there's an imbalance in the throat chakra for your kids, maybe they have delayed speech development. Another clear sign is that they will get angry. Maybe they'll be yelling a lot. Maybe they, I'm going to leave it like that. I'm being guided to leave it at that point. The third eye chakra, this is one of the centers that I focus on deeply inside of Sovereign Child Academy, because it's this chakra that gets shut down for so many kids, and it has been for so many generations. This is the center of your intuition. And when this center is out of balance, there'll be a lack of imagination for your kids, a lack of creativity for your kids. Maybe they have overthinking thoughts and they're really anxious. The same thing goes with the crown chakra. They can feel really scattered. They can even experience ADHD symptoms. These are all things that mainstream parenting will tell you is put them on medication or sleep train them, or they need to go to anger management, or maybe they just need to be out with kids more. Your kids are holding on to so much. Part of it is yours that you haven't processed yet, that you're passing down to your kids. Part of it is how you are showing up, how you are acting, how you are speaking. What they are seeing is safe, is right, is wrong, what allows them to be accepted. And so here's the flip side to this. If your kids are experiencing any of these, and again, there's so many more in the checklist and you can get that for free. The link is in the description. The flip side of this is that there are ways for you to balance this. There are ways for you to clear out the somatic imprints, clear out the trauma in you and your kids. So that way you don't have to hold on to it. You can heal your inner child to whatever you picked up when you were in those first 7 years. And you can also do the repair work so that your kids no longer have to hold on to it. Let that sink in. The reason why I love working with energy and why I encourage everyone who's in my world and Sovereign Rising and Sovereign Child Academy, I encourage them to work with energy first, because that will make the biggest difference. It is so much easier to transmute energy than it is to try to control a behavior that is just a consequence of the imbalanced energy. So, download the checklist to see if your kid's out of balance, if you were out of balance. And here's where Sovereign Child Foundations is a perfect example of the resources that are available to you to be able to support your kids' sovereignty, to be able to balance their energy centers. In Sovereign Child Foundations, it is 7 modules of teaching you how to support your kids in those first 7 years. We talk about the belief systems that are instilled and that can be held and affect the root chakra, how the root chakra is developed and how you can best support it, how you can do the repair work when trauma is instilled. This is a very powerful course in your first step, especially if you're just entering into this world and you're unsure of really where to start or what to do and it seems overwhelming. Let it be easy. Let it be easy, because I've walked through this with myself and my clients for nearly 10 years. And what I'm sharing with you, you're not finding anywhere else, because mainstream parenting wants to keep you disconnected from your kids. Energetic parenting, I want to allow you to be sovereign and your kids to remain sovereign. So with that, know that whatever comes up for your checklist, there are ways that you can start to heal this. There are ways that you can start to balance this. I believe in you. I honor you, and I thank you for being on this journey with me. And if this was of value for you, if you feel called to, it's always truly appreciated to give it a like, a subscribe, and to share with another mom who is on this journey, who needs to hear this, who maybe is struggling and feeling overwhelmed and doesn't know what to do. This may be the key. So she doesn't have to medicate her kid. She doesn't have to sleep train. She just has to transmute energy. So I love you. And until next time, bye.